So today I am with a 2019 Hyundai Kona. So let's go for a little ride over here in Los Angeles, California. So we've been driving this car for about 2 weeks. This is our rental car, the 2019 Hyundai Kona. And I actually looked it up because I didn't know what type of engine I had in this car. But it turns out that we have the 2-liter engine with 147 horsepower, which is also the model that has 4-wheel drive. But I do believe that 4-wheel drive system only engages when you really need it to. So it's not on all the time, so basically you're just in 2-wheel drive most of the time. You know, LA traffic is not easy, I'll tell you. So yeah, this has been our rental car for the past 2 weeks, and it's called a SUV or a cross SUV type thing. So it's not like a real truck, which is going past me right now. It's not a truck, but it's more like a small type SUV vehicle, sports utility vehicle. This car has a 2-liter engine with about 147 horsepower. It will do 0 to 62 or 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in about 9 seconds. Which is okay. It's not super quick, but it's not super slow either. This actually has a 6-speed automatic gearbox. Over here in the United States, I don't think they do like manual cars a lot. Let's see, what else can I say about the gearbox? It's pretty smooth actually. It's a pretty smooth ride. And also fuel efficiency, it does about 26 miles to the gallon in the city and 29 on the highway. So it's not like super amazing or anything. I guess it's kind of like middle of the road. I mean, it's not great, it's not bad either. And going back to the gearbox, and there's one thing I noticed while driving this car, which is a little bit weird to me, and that is the way the engine responds when you do a kick down. So when you need to accelerate really quickly and you kick down the gas pedal, the engine shifts up, but it does so in a very sort of weird, dramatic way without really accelerating a lot. First, like, the engine starts making a whole lot of noise without really doing anything, and then it starts accelerating. I don't know if I can let you guys hear that on camera, but I'll just give you an example. So I'm doing like 35 miles an hour right now, and I'm gonna do a kick down now, and listen to the engine. Did you hear that? Because first the engine starts revving like crazy, and then it starts accelerating. So there's a whole lot of noise, but not really a lot happening. And I don't know if that's like normal for this engine, but it just feels like there's a whole lot of drama without actually anything happening, you know, speed-wise. So there were several engines with this car, the Kona, this being the 2-liter petrol engine. There's also a 1.6-liter petrol engine with a turbo, which has about 177 brake horsepower and does 0 to 60 in about 7 seconds, so a little quicker. Then there's also a 1.0 engine, which is not really that interesting. I think we have that back in Europe. I don't know if they have it in the States. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think the 1-liter engine is probably a little weak for this car. So I guess if you would buy this car, I'd probably go for the 1.6 turbo or the 2-liter all-wheel drive variant. I don't know, like the 1-liter engine just feels like in a car this big. I mean, it's not a big car, you know, it's not like a huge car, but it does feel to me like if you would have a 1.0-liter engine in this car, that it would just be too, I don't know, too sluggish. Fun fact, by the way, the Hyundai Kona is called the Hyundai Kauai, or Kauai, I don't really know how to pronounce it, in Portugal. You know why? Because the word Kona in Portuguese is sort of a slang word for female genitalia. However, it is still called the Hyundai Kona in Spain, and in certain parts of Spain, the word Kona means the same embarrassing thing. So I guess for you Spanish people, you're driving a Hyundai female, well, you know what I mean. It is a beautiful day over here in sunny Southern California. Man, right now it is the last day of 2019, and by the time you see this video, so by the time I get back home and I'll be able to, you know, edit this video and upload this video, it'll be 2020. So yeah, I hope you had a great holiday season. I hope you had a great New Year's Eve and you still have all your fingers, because you know how people get in Holland with all the fireworks and such. 2020, also the year where we back in the Netherlands will be forced to drive 100 kilometers an hour. Oh, speed bump. On all the freeways, because it used to be 130 kilometers an hour, and now they're going to reduce that to 100 kilometers an hour because of environmental reasons. A lot of people are not really happy about that. Oh well, it is what it is, right? I don't really know. I mean, I don't want to start a discussion here. I think it's 350Z car. I don't know if you can see it over here on the side. Look at that. I like those cars, 350 Nissans. Driving in Los Angeles is actually really interesting because people say it's like a, you know, one big concrete jungle with cars and traffic jams all the time. In my experience, it's not really that bad. Maybe because I'm used to heavy traffic and everything, but I think it could be a lot worse. So when it comes to safety features on this car, it has quite a few standard safety features. One of them being automatic lane assist or lane keep assist. And there's also some sort of automatic emergency braking for pedestrians, which is really good. And there's also built-in navigation, built-in Bluetooth audio, all stuff like that. And there's also actually you can switch the drive mode from normal to sport. Now I always find it interesting in a car like this, like what will a sport button really do? Because I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference, but obviously I'm going to try it. So I'm going to put it in sport right now. I've done this before, by the way, but what it does basically is it increases the throttle response, I think. So the car will respond a little bit quicker to the gas. It'll also change gears just a little bit later, so you get a little more power, I guess. It doesn't really increase like the horsepower or anything, but it just gives you this feeling of slightly better acceleration. I don't know if it does anything to the steering or to the suspension. I don't think it does. All right, so the market value for this car right now is about $17,000 to $22,000, and I think the same goes for Europe, although cars are a little bit more expensive back home. So I think this car starts around 20,000 euros ish and going up to like 23, 24, 25, depending on the options. So yeah, who's this car for? I think this car is probably for people who want like a nice sort of small SUV which has good driving capabilities, is affordable, and also is very safe to drive, because like I said, this car comes standard with a few really nice safety features. There's not really a whole lot to complain about it. I mean, the only thing I've had sort of to complain while driving this car for the past 2 weeks is the weird sort of kick down feature. Like I said before, when you kick down and you really need like quick acceleration, it feels like the engine does make a whole lot of noise, but it doesn't really do a lot of acceleration. One more time. Did you hear that? So this was a kick down, and the engine screams like crazy, but there's hardly any like real acceleration. I mean, you do accelerate, but it's not like, it's just like normal. It feels like normal acceleration, but then with a screaming engine for no reason. So I guess that would be my only sort of small complaint about this car. Also, a good looking car. I mean, I think this car is it's not a bad looking car. It's kind of sleek. I like the lines, especially the front with the sleek headlines. The whole design. I think it's a pretty good looking car for this price point. So I hope you guys like this car review from a different spot than my own neck of the woods over here in Southern California. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool to do a car review here. I'll try to do more car reviews in other countries, because it's actually kind of cool to do that. But yeah, right now I'm still waiting for the traffic lights. Oh, these traffic lights, they're so slow. We're all waiting for the traffic light to go green. Oh, this is one car. We're all waiting for you. Let me know what you think about this 2019 Hyundai Kona. Do you like this car? I actually really like it. I think it's a very comfortable and nice to drive car. Also a good looking car in my opinion. So I'm pretty close to my coffee bar right now, so I'm gonna get some coffee. I hope you guys liked this review. Again, give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel for more good stuff, and see you guys on the flip side. Peace. It's what you make it.